talk to you today about some basic things that we need to know in network marketing and affiliate marketing, and when we start such a business. Okay. And a lot of people, a lot of people, by the way, there's five, there's 4 to 5 skills that you need when you do this business. And there's also some things you need to know. These are invitation, presentation, closing, okay, training, and promoting. 5. These are the 5. Okay. Invitation, presentation, closing, training, and promotion. Now, a lot of you think you need to know all 5 before you can do the business successfully. No, you do not. You do not. You need to know one basic skill when you start, and that's it. Master that, you're going to grow your business. You don't need to know presentations. You don't need to know closings. You don't need to know trainings. You don't need to know promotions. We know how to do it. We'll do it for you. Professionals know how to do it. We'll do it for you. So when you start a business, how do you start? How do you, if somebody becomes a node owner today, if somebody signs up with you today, what do you do with him in the next 24 to 72 hours? We have this thing that we call in our business scoring 24. Scoring 24. That means you've got to get a new member in 24 hours after you sign up. See, it's so funny. When I was in my first years of this industry, I signed up, and like I didn't do anything for a while, or I signed up a person and I called him 2 months after I signed him up. And I like the guy even forgot like the name of the company, like he had no clue where I was going, because I was so good at persuading when I was talking to him. But like some people I call 3 months after they joined, and like I tried to get them to motivate to start. Like, no. And then later I realized this is such a bad way to do it. You know, look, when somebody becomes a node owner, what you need to do is to help him get one new node owner for him in the first 24 hours. Score in 24. But there's a couple of things you need to share with your new member. A couple of things you need to share with your new node owner, because some of them don't know what to do. They play this by the ear. They maybe make a post and they put it online and they're waiting for people to come and ask them what it is. It's not going to work like that. So if I were to ask you, what is the capital in this business? For example, let me clarify. If I wanna open a coffee shop or a restaurant, I love coffee shops and restaurants, by the way. The capital would be lots of cash. The capital would be 50K to 100K, easy. What is the capital of a person involved in network marketing or the affiliate marketing industry? It's one thing. The capital is your list. It's not the money you have. It's not the people you know. It's not the money you have. It's not the wealth you have. It's the people you know, and the people you know that you put on a list. Okay. The capital of your business is the list. First thing, before we get to the first skill, you need to know. I told you there's 5 skills: invitation, presentation, closing, training, and promoting. Before we get to the first one, that's essential. You need to make a list. See, I made a list of 500 people. 500. Now, you don't need to make a list of 500. Don't get scared. Okay, calm down. If you're a beginner, you need to make a list of 20. However, if you're a professional, you got to make a longer list. Okay. Now, if you are a beginner, if somebody's a beginner, help them make a list of 10 to 20 people. Because look, they become an node owner and they do what? You've got to tell them to make a list. Better yet, if they don't have a list made, don't start making calls with them. How long does it take them to write 10, 15 names on a paper, guys? Honestly, how long? Couple of minutes? Look, you need to start them well. Write a list. They're going to say, I have it in my mind. Not on your mind. We write it down. There's power in the spoken word and there's power in the written word. You need to speak it and write it down. So write the list down. And so once you wrote it down, you got to help them write it down. And they're going to say, well, who am I going to write down? Because they're going to think like, who is for sure going to join? Okay. You got to help them. Listen. Who's your favorite star? Who's your favorite football star, sports star, music star, actor, whatever, business or businessman? Who's your favorite? Give me a name. They could say, a singer, an actor. They could say, I don't know, whatever. They could say Ronaldo, Messi. They could say Michael Jordan, LeBron James. They could say, I don't know, Denzel Washington, whatever. They'll say an artist, Bon Jovi, whatever. I don't care. They say someone. All right, okay. Let's picture this. You say, let's say your favorite star writes you an email now, or calls you, and they say, in 48 hours, I'm going to send my private jet to take you and 20 of your closest friends at a private island. I'm going to pay it all. Pick 20 people and send me the list in 20 minutes so I know, and I send my private jet to get the 20 people. Which will be the 20 people you write on the list for them to go with you on a private jet on a private island paid by your favorite star? Those 20 people are your list. Those are the ones you need to call when you start this business. So you got to make a list. You got to teach them how to make a list. Okay. And so the first thing is make a list. Second thing is, after you make a list, you have to teach them how to invite. Invitation. This is the most essential, important skill you need to own when you start such a business. You don't need to present. You don't need to know. We present. We do the Zooms. We can close. We need to do this. We promote the events. We'll train them. Invite them. Look, you can be the best presenter in the world. If you don't know how to invite, you're going to have a room on empty chairs or a Zoom with 0 people. You know how much money you make? Close your eyes. 0. Exactly. It's just that simple. You got to know how to invite. Some of you are fixed like, no, I got to know how to promote the next event. You don't need to know how to promote the next event. We'll do it. Know how to invite. Invitation is the basic, most important skill you can own. Learn how to invite. Not only that, you've got to learn and teach your people how to invite. And not only you've got to teach your people how to invite, you've got to teach your people how to teach others how to invite. Okay? It's simple. We're going to talk about this in other trainings. It's tell, show, watch, and go. Tell, show, watch, and go. We're going to talk about this in another training. I tell them, I show them, I watch them do it, and then I go because they can go by themselves. Okay. So I got to teach them how to invite, but I've got to teach them how to teach others how to invite. That's what a professional does. An amateur signs up people and, may the force be with them, whatever. It doesn't work like that. So you've got to teach them how to invite. You've got to know how to make a proper invitation. You've got to show them how to make a proper invitation. Okay. So here's a couple of things about invitation, guys. And again, we're going to do other trainings when I'm going to talk probably for 1 hour only about invitation. Okay. But just a couple of nuggets about invitation. First of all, when you do the invitation, uh, do it when you're in a rush. Okay. It's the best invitation is a phone invitation, not a written one. Okay, because if you're right, they're not going to reply. Most of the time, they're going to see it and they're going to ignore you. Okay, if you cannot call, do a video or a voice. Okay, because if you write it, they're going to interpret your words based on the mood they're in. If they see you or they hear you, you also have the voice. If they see you, you also have the body language. So, first of all, call when you're in a rush. Don't call and don't do a 10-minute invitation. That's not an invitation. An invitation needs to be 1 to 2 minutes. Hey, John, look, I can't really talk right now, but I've got something amazing I want to share with you. Can you meet tomorrow at 6 o'clock? I got to run into a meeting right now, but it's something amazing and I thought of you. Can you do it tomorrow at 6 o'clock? Okay, what is this about, John? I've got literally 30 seconds. I've got to jump in a meeting right here. Can you meet me tomorrow at 6 o'clock to meet? If not, it's okay, no problem. We'll meet another time. Yes or no? Okay. Okay. You don't tell them the presentation in the invitation. It's got to be short. You got to call when you're in a rush. Second of all, be enthusiastic. Some of you, when you do invitations, it looks like you're going to a funeral. It looks like your favorite person died. Like, for honestly, like you got to be enthusiastic. You got to show that in your voice. You got to show that in your face. You got to show that in your posture. You got to be enthusiastic. Enthusiasm when you make the invitation. Look, if I can be volcanic. I can be charismatic. If you're an introvert, you got to get up. look, you've got to walk around. You've got to like you do whatever it takes to put some more energy in your body because some of you, if you sit down, like, look, I'm sitting down right now. You can't tell because I'm good at what I do and I can send enthusiasm and energy. Imagine if you're an introvert and you're sitting down, you're like, hey, John, I have something amazing I want to share with you tomorrow at 6 o'clock. If you're killing him, he doesn't want to hear what you have to say. He'd rather go to sleep. Okay, so look, just show enthusiasm when you do it. Then also a part of the invitation is clarify the date and the time, clarify the date and the time, reconfirm the date and the time, and be gone. The invitation is not a presentation. Some of you want to tell them about blockchain. Some of you want to tell them the history of blockchain with Bitcoin, Ethereum, with mining, with DeFi, with metaverse, with NFTs, with ICOs. No, 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 no. No, no, we don't talk about blockchain. We don't talk about crypto. We don't talk about the name of the company. No, no. The best ways that I found you can invite someone is I have a surprise for you, or I want to show you an idea. A surprise for you, or I want to show you an idea. Some of you go to people's like, man, I've got a business for you. Well, to you, maybe the word business doesn't mean anything. Okay, pause here. At one point, I'm going to do a training with you and show you what words that are unoffensive to you are offensive to them, and their emotions and their background will block them from listening to what you have to say if you mention the word business. This is not the time for it. Some words for you are not offensive, for some people are offensive. When you say business, and they had a breakdown in business, and um, they became bankrupt, or their closest person lost a lot of money. Some of you go, I have an investment for you. No, they don't want to see an investment. They want to see an idea. They want to see you. Okay. So be careful with the word you choose when you say, man, I have one of those deals where if you bring in a lot of people, you make a lot of money. That's not how you invite. I want to show you an idea. I have a surprise for you. Is the best way to invite. Okay. Listen, it's simple. Now, another thing you need to keep in mind um, when you make invitations, especially if you make a Zoom invitation, if you want to invite someone for a Zoom, if you want to invite someone for a one-to-one, face-to-face meeting, that's different because you got to get the time, the date, the location, and you reconfirm those. Now, if you want to make a Zoom invitation, a lot of you make the mistake that you make the Zoom invitation like 3, 4 days before the Zoom or 2 days before the Zoom. I tell you what, if you make the Zoom invitation, even if you make it one day before the Zoom, it could be dangerous. Well, you know why? Because people forget. That's why. Tell you what, the best Zoom invitation you can do is on the day of the Zoom, and even better, 2 to 3 hours before the Zoom. If you call them at 9 a.m. and you tell them you're inviting them for an 8 p.m. Zoom, by 8 p.m., their day is going to get so messed up, they're going to forget about the Zoom. There's a big chance that will happen. So if my Zoom is at 8 p.m., I'm going to make invitations around 6. And I'm going to tell them, hey, how are you? Listen, I don't have much time because I'm super, super, super excited. Question: in 2 hours from now, are you available to watch something from the comfort of your home if I send you a link? It's something amazing. You're going to love it. Okay. What is it? Well, if I were able to explain it to you, I would already share it with you. It's like you're asking me to give you a haircut through the phone. Do you have time to join at 8 o'clock? Yes or no? I have a limited amount of seats for this call. I thought about you. Are you one of them? Can you join? Yes or no? Well, I'm gonna try. If you hear that answer, that probably means get lost, leave me alone. I have other things to do. They're polite. I gotta try. Okay, you say, look, if you're not sure you can join, it's not a problem. We're gonna do it another time. I need to know if you can join tonight because I have a limited amount of seats, and I need to know if you're one of those that I can invite. Can I count on you to be there 8 o'clock? It's from the comfort of your home. You just need to be home. I'll send you a link. Just join and watch. You're gonna love it. Yes or no? Are you one of those or not? If not, no problem. I'm gonna call you another time. This way, you show them, hey, this guy's not desperate to have me there. He could care less if I join or not. He invites me and he tells me he needs to know if I join because if not, it's okay. It's not a problem. He's gonna call me another time. My posture, my attitude, and my words need to show him that I'm not desperate for him to join. Don't settle for answers. Well, yeah, I'm gonna try. Let me see how my schedule is like. So it looks like you're busy tonight. Not a problem. I'll call you another time. Whoa, 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 wait, 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 wait. I can join. Are you sure you're gonna join? Because I have limited seats. Again, again, for you. Look, you're not. They either give you a firm answer that they're gonna join, then you say if they say they're gonna join, you say 15 minutes before the time. I'm gonna send you a Zoom link. You don't send the Zoom link right after the call. You send it 15 minutes before the call. I said, listen, if something happens and you cannot join, you've got to let me know. Because if not, I'm going to try to give your seat and your place on that Zoom to someone else. Because I can invite a certain amount of people, and I want to make sure I don't lose a valuable spot in today's call because it's available information. If something happens, you got to let me know. You make them responsible. If they don't join it, they don't answer your message later, you write them after the call and said, man, I thought we had a deal. Polite, not aggressive, polite, but firm. I told you that I have several spots on the Zoom. You didn't join. You didn't tell me you couldn't join. Is there something wrong? Did the family emergency happen? Are you okay? Did something bad happen? Because you've got to make them responsible for joining that call. Don't make the invitations for Zoom 2 or 3 days before. Don't make it in the morning at 9 o'clock for tonight. They're gonna forget. Okay. Now I know some of you says, well, for me it works. Well, okay, generally, but it could work. But I'm telling you, you got to make the invitations 2 to 3 hours before the call. Okay. Show posture, show attitude. And when you call for the Zoom link, say, look, if they keep insisting and they keep insisting what it is, and they say, if you don't tell me what it is, I'm not going to join. Then say, okay, not a problem. No, don't join. It's not the one me. It's I'm not the one who loses. Have a nice day. I gotta call 5 other people. Talk to you later. Bye bye. Boom. Next, 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 next. Okay, they look. They've got to understand. You're not begging them. Some of you, when you're inviting people, you're begging them. Begging people does not show posture. Begging people does not show attitude. Begging people that can you some of you are like, can you please, 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 please join? No, I have something amazing. You need to hear this. It's gonna blow your mind. You need to be there on that call. Can you do it or not? Can I count on you? It's different. Okay. So that's a little bit about the Zoom invitation. And and again, for the general invitation, do it when you're in a rush. Establish the date, time, the location if it's face to face, show enthusiasm, show certainty. Do not share the presentation, guys. Look, if it's like I invite you to go to watch a movie with me, and I say, look, I want to come. I want you to invite with me, and we're gonna go watch. I don't know, Gladiator 2. And you know that small kid from Gladiator 1. Well, he's grown up right now, and he comes and he fights as a gladiator, and he gets into the Coliseum, and then Denzel Washington comes along, and he's a good fighter. Apparently, he's a bad guy. We don't really know because he gets into a lot of mess, and by the end, like everybody dies, and this guy, the emperor, dies, and he kills everyone, and like you're like the guy looks at you like what? The guy's like, what are you doing? You're just messing up the experience for me. That's how some of you make an invitation. You you put your fist and you shove it up their mouth, and they can't even breathe. Like no, you get it's this blotching thing. You get the little words. It's a deep in. It's expansion. It's like the guy looks at you. He's like they're like zombies. They're like, what is he talking about? You're like they have no idea what you're saying. Invitation is not the presentation. You got to make it short, and you do not share information. Some of you think that if you answer their questions, they're more likely to join. No, they're not. They're likely not to join the more you say. The more you say, the more they're like, I'm not interested. Like, look, I just told you something amazing. I'm the one inviting you. It's not a salesperson at the door knocking at your door or a foreigner, a stranger contacting you on social media. You want to join or not? Give me the answer because I've got to call another 5 people. That's it. Are you coming or not? So, look, guys, after the presentation is finished, you've got to do the now again, if it's a public presentation, generally the speaker should do a very good closing for you. If it's a Zoom call, generally the one who's doing the presentation should do some kind of a closing for you. Now, if that doesn't happen, maybe you need to do the closing. Maybe you need to do the follow. The follow up is something else. There's also power in the follow up. We're going to talk that in other calls. Man, there's so much to talk about. But look, you got to remember something. So I don't know how much you can see, but you see this paper? This is the presentation they hear. Okay. In 24 hours, this is what they remember. In 48 hours, this is what they remember. In 72 hours, this is what they remember. And it keeps going. Guys, I'm telling you right now, the the more you wait, the more they knew it's something with blockchain and something with deepine, doping. They don't even know the word anymore. They're gonna like it's something with D. Listen, you've got to make the closing. The number one reason people don't join a business or they don't join you is because nobody's asking them to. You got to put it. You got to ask the. Are you ready to get started? Wow, amazing, isn't it? Are you ready to get started? Which node do you want to purchase? The 1200 one, the 600 one, or the 3K one? Don't say the 100. Don't start with 100. Well, what are we playing with kids here? No, 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 no. The presentation is finished. Like, wow, amazing. It is it. So are you ready to get started? Which node are you ready to buy? The 3K, the 1200, or the 600? Don't give them the are you um so you want to buy the 100? Is it not too much for you? Don't do that. What is that? Or some of you, when the presentation is over, you go like, so what do you think? What do you think about what? About the weather? About Real Madrid winning? About Messi scoring another goal? About what? What do you think about what? About politics? Some of you go like, so what do you think? What do you think about what? Well, it's not a closing question. The closing questions are you ready to get started? Are you ready to join us and make history together? So, which node do you want to purchase and become a node owner in our amazing revolutionary ecosystem? These are closing questions. What question do you ask? A lot of people don't join because nobody's asking them to join, right? So you've got to ask the closing question. So again, when the presentation is finished, you say, pretty amazing, isn't it? And you nod your head smiling. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Are you ready to get started? What node do you want to get? Do you want to purchase? Okay. Are you ready to lock in your position in the matrix? You ask closing questions. You don't ask like, so how's your mother doing? What does that have to do with the presentation? Some of you are afraid to ask the question. Some of you are like, so nice hair you got today. What is that? Like for real, ask the closing question. The people don't join because you don't ask the question. Listen to me. In your mind is when they see this, they'll join. The posture is they'll join. The attitude is they'll join. The mentality is they'll buy. They'll become an node earner. If you act like this, they're gonna follow you. If they see you hesitating, you got the hesitation. So if it's not too much trouble and burden for you, maybe you can squeeze in $300. Oh my, no, no, no. Ask a closing question and close the deal. Okay. So, guys, that's just a little bit from me today. A little bit about, again, remember, there's 5 skills in network marketing, affiliate marketing. Okay. Invitation, presentation, closing, training, and promoting. But before you master these, you've got to master invitation. And before you master invitation, you got to do the list. You got to make the list. And you got to teach others how to make a list. Okay. And if you don't have a list, I hope you don't ask others to make a list because you got to lead by example. I would not tell you, and I would not be sitting here in this training telling you make a list. I made a list of 500 people when I heard about this company. 500 because I'm a professional. I'm not an amateur. Okay. And again, if you're new, don't make a 500 list. It's okay. Don't tell, by the way, don't go tomorrow to the guy who signs up tonight and tell him to make a list of 500 because Emanuel Popa told you 500. You're going to freak him out. He's not going to answer. He's going to block you. He's not going to answer you, right? On social media or your phone. Tell him to do a list of 10 to 20. But do the list. Teach him how to do the invitation. Show him how to do it. watch him how he does it. Tell him, then show him, then watch him, and make sure he does it well. Okay. And so this is it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope this is some valuable information, some valuable nuggets for you. And this will be available for you to watch. Again, thanks for joining. We're gonna come back and we're gonna meet again in other trainings we do. Really hope you have a great weekend and let's get going because this is amazing and people are wishing and are praying for an opportunity and they're wanting an opportunity and they want it from us and nobody's showing it to them. So let's do this. Thanks for joining. All the best. Have a great weekend and let's see you on the next call. Bye bye.